let me say this real quick before I begin. I know that there's quite a few, racist cities out there in the United States of America. But I want to, tell you all the racist cities that I've lived in, my experience. I don't know what it's like to live in Connecticut as a black man. I don't know what it's like to live in Idaho as a black man. So I can only give you my experiences in places where I've lived at. You know what I'm saying? The racism that I've had to endure. Greensboro. This is no particular order. Greensboro, North Carolina. First time I ever seen live in color. 30 police officers whooped this guy's ass right in front of my face. Did he deserve it? I mean, he was resisting arrest, but not in a way where it was definitely a call for 30 cops to, I'm not lying, 30 cops pulled up and whooped his ass. So he was resisting arrest, but not to the point where they couldn't have just all like got him down on the ground and put handcuffs on him, because that's what they eventually did in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, at the end of it. But prior to that, they beat him with batons on his legs, on his back, on his head. When they finished with that man, they had to pick him up and put him in a squad car, and he was just messed up. He was like, he was close to being unconscious. And I've encountered police officers, and they're foul. You know what I mean? I'll never forget. One day I was outside smoking a cigarette. At the time I was smoking cigarettes outside, minding my business. 2 undercover cops pull up out of nowhere. Yo, let me see your ID. I'm like, for what? I'm at my house. I said, let me see your ID. He puts his hand on his gun, and I'm like, oh, you serious? I go upstairs. I was saying in the town home. I go upstairs. I get my ID. He looks at it. He's like, yo, this is not the guy we're looking for. No apologizing, nothing. I mean, he was cursing at me. Get your effing ass up there and get the ID. Greensboro cops are very racist. Very racist. And to me, they're one of the most deceitful police force that I've ever seen, because they wear all black. Their squad cars are all black, so you cannot see them at all. At all. And it's just crazy. Next is Long Island. Long Island is a racist place. I remember, like, when I stayed there, like, small time. It's just not that big. I lived there. You just go to this piece of pile, and people would look at me like, yo, Nigger, you need to leave. And I know, like, the tension there was so hard pressed. It was like, you know what? Let me get up out of here, because I ain't trying to stir up nothing. A lot of Italians live in Long Island, as well as Staten Island too. And I've never in my life met an Italian that wasn't racist. And I know I'm putting it out there like that, but I'm just being real. I just think it's part of their culture to just not like black people. That plain and simple. And I think, like, we have a history with them. I think, like, we're the ones that took their jobs in, like, the 40s or 50s or something like that. I got to do the knowledge on it. But they hate us, but they have a specific reason why they hate us. Something that we did to them in the past, and it wasn't nothing harmful or it wasn't none of that. It has something to do with jobs or something like that. But Italians are racist. Another place, Marietta, which is part of Metro Atlanta. You would consider that as being Atlanta, but it's not. It's actually separate. And the cops will let you know that. Cobb County, they have Cobb County Police, they have Marietta Police, and they have Kennesaw. One thing that people need to understand, let me backtrack a little bit. One thing that people need to understand is the North is just as racist as the South. And also that Atlanta is not a black Mecca. It's not a black Hollywood. It is not a place where black people are safe as well. Period. There are a lot of police officers in Atlanta and Metro Atlanta. You have Dunwoody Police. You have Sandy Springs Police. You have Alpharetta Police. You have Kennesaw Police. You have East Point Police. You have College Park Police. And the list goes on. And they all work together. And then you have Georgia State Police. It's crazy down there. And even though I don't have too many experiences as far as dealing with encounters, as far as dealing with Marietta cops or Cobb County police, the reason why is I stay away from them. I stay away from them, but the mother of my children, she don't even have anything on her on her license. She's never been stopped, any of that. But why did she get stopped 3 times in Marietta? Sandy Springs is another racist place. That's also Metro Atlanta. Alpharetta, Forsyth County. They tell you to stay away from Forsyth County. That black people are not allowed in Forsyth County. And I stayed away from that place because during the time that I lived in Metro Atlanta, or what some outsiders may call Atlanta, a black lady was invited to an all-white sleepover. The next day they found that black lady face down outside, saying that she jumped off the balcony and she killed herself. Yeah, right. Let's move on. Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh police officers, they racially profile you. They are looking to pull you over. Looking to pull you over. I remember I got pulled over, right? For no reason at all. None. The registration, the car insurance, everything on the car was legit. Now don't get me wrong, once he ran my name through the system, I had a suspended license. But at the end of the day, he had absolutely no reason to pull me over and absolutely no reason to search my car. So he asked me first, yo, can I search your car? I told him no. He searched it anyway. He detained me, got a search warrant, went through my car, went through my glove compartment, took the carpet out, opened up the trunk. He sees DVDs and CDs or whatever. He's like, what are those? I'm like, I'll sell them. So he knows it's bootleg movies and CDs or whatever have you. But under law, you cannot cite me for a felony because I have it's a certain amount of CDs and DVDs that you have to have on you for you to be cited as a felony. And once they cite you as a felony, then they can go further and basically saying that you're manufacturing these and you're actually running a business, right? So he says, where you get them from? I was just like, New York. I just threw it up there like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell him where actually I got it from, you know, like what street in Manhattan or this place or that place or whatever, right? So being that he couldn't get nothing out of me, he takes me down for the suspended license. In Raleigh, there are different laws there. So if you get pulled over and your license is messed up, expect to go to jail. That plain and simple. So I go down, go to jail or whatever have you. He's like, yo, we're gonna lock you up under the jail. He's threatening me. I'm like, yo, for some CDs and DVDs, and they were in plastic slits. It wasn't no pictures to them or nothing, right? So he goes through my pockets. He finds a key, hotel key, right? At the time, I was actually living in Florida, but I came up because I was on probation in Long Island. Different story. On probation on Long Island, so I was making money here in Raleigh, and I was just going back and forth, whatever have you. So he asked me, you know, what hotel I'm living in or whatever. I'm like, I'm not telling him nothing. He wound up finding out. Why did he send? I'm not lying, because at that time, you know, I had a girlfriend or whatever have you, and she was there in the hotel room. She seen it, right? Because I told her, like, I'm not gonna lie, I did have CD burners and stuff in the hotel room, but he didn't know that. So I told her to get everything up. As she's going downstairs, they're coming up. Why do they have 14 squad cars at the hotel room? They bust in the door. They ain't busting the door. They open the door. They ransacked my room as if I was a drug kingpin. We're talking about, I didn't have nothing but about 200 CDs and DVDs. It was about 200 or 100 or something like that. It wasn't that much. They ransacked my room, threw my clothes everywhere, tore up my papers that I had. I had books. I had books on Egypt. I had pictures of pharaohs and, you know, Tutankhamun and all the rest of that. Tore up my stuff. Let me tell you something. I would advise you. It's a shame that we have to do this as black people, but I would advise you to do some research to wherever you want to move to, in the North as well as the South and the Midwest and the West, wherever around the world. It's a shame that we have to do this. This is something that white people would never have to experience ever in their life, because they're free to live wherever they want to live. Even in the hood welcomes in black people. White people. But guess what? A lot of people don't invite or welcome black people inside their communities. And it's a shame that I have to sit here and say to myself, oh, you know, I'm thinking about moving to Tampa. Then I got to call up with my homeboys and see how it is, because this dude over here lived in Tampa. Oh man, you don't want to move in Tampa. It's racism. You know what I'm saying? That's a shame. It's a shame, but it's the truth. I hope this video helped you. Like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. 1.